Hey folks, Joe here. I'm going to show you how I record my 3DS with my Xperia X10. Now I've done videos on this before, but that was a few months ago and a couple of things have changed. So I thought, time to make a new video. But the basics are still the same. You still want to start off with a good solid surface like a table to put the 3DS on. And if you don't have a tripod, well, I'll just go through exactly what I do. I'll forget about what you might have or not have. But what I've got here is just thrown together from household stuff, so if you want to record like me, you'll have no problems. You don't need any special equipment. So just start off with your 3DS on something like a table, something that's really stable and also comfortable to play at. And then next thing you need is something to rest your phone on. So I'll pull the phone back and show you what I'm recording on a bit later on, but I'll just explain things for now. So another real trick to it, if you're using this particular phone, or the same trick might work for other Sony Ericsson phones, I'm not too sure, but you need to start off in stills photo mode and put it on macro focus. So get everything set up, get it situated. Doesn't have to be fine-tuned or anything, just get things in roughly the right place, and then put it into stills and put it on macro, and that'll get it into focus for you. And so that's the real trick to it. That's the main reason I put the video up, is because that's is adult Lincoln Jabber Jabber's belly. This wasn't meant to be a... Anyway, that's the real trick. So start off in stills mode, get it in focus in macro, and then you switch over to video. And that way it'll hold that macro focus for you when you record video. And that's the real trick. So once you've got it in focus in macro, that's when you fine tune and get everything framed nicely. Now, the main thing that I've changed, which inspired the new video, is I made the first video, it was both closer to the, less of a gap between the 3DS and the phone, and it was also in HD before, and I've switched since then to just VGA, since the frame rate's a whole lot better. You get about something like 6 frames per second more on VGA. It might not be quite that much, but... And wide VGA as well is a little better than HD, but only by a few frames. So for a really good balance between frame rate and quality, I go for just straight VGA. And I mean, you pick up an extra frame if you go to QVGA. It's about a 1 or 2 frame per second increase. So that's not worth it though for the huge drop in picture quality. So VGA is the right spot for me. And yeah, so nowadays the gap, I haven't measured it, but it looks like it's about 11 or 12 centimeters between the the camera and the 3DS screen. So do the maths if you need that in inches. I don't know it. And it gets pretty tricky actually once you start trying to find the right distance to record at, because there are a few little, it looks alright now, apart from I've got the curtains open, so the lighting's not the best in this room, but in a light screen, like say here, you'll see, if it comes into focus, there are little coloured bands. If I can get a white screen up. Doesn't want to do that for me. I think I'll have to pause at a better time. But yeah, you can see coloured bands at the bottom of the screen in the middle there, and they're really hard to get rid of. You can move them around and you can change them, make them wider or narrower by going at different distances, but you pretty much can't get rid of them. And I find that if I do manage to completely get rid of those coloured bands, then the autofocus will just wobble. Yeah, it gets really intricate, and you probably don't even want to worry about that. I doubt anyone's going to care as much as I do. But yeah, sports mode as well is another really important pointer. you definitely want to set it to sports mode, because that'll maximize the well, it won't change the frame rate, but it'll get you a better aperture, I guess. Each frame will be clearer, so it won't blur. But in sports mode you need a lot of light as well, so you definitely want to turn the brightness right up on the 3DS and have it plugged in as well. That gives it a little bit of a brightness boost too. So set your 3DS to full brightness, power saving off, and have it plugged in if you can. And then have your phone set to, well, for me, like I said, I like VGA, but you can choose a different resolution and a different aspect ratio if you choose to. I don't think you need a higher resolution for this system, since it's less than 640 by 480 anyway, the output of the 3DS, so you're not going to lose anything by going lower. The only problem is that YouTube encodes more harshly. It'll downscale it if it's less than HD size. So unfortunately YouTube chucks out a bit of the quality if you upload anything smaller than 720 rows. That's just the way that goes. But yeah, that's pretty much what's changed, and a pretty decent overview of how things are. So yeah, I'll show you the setup now. I'm going to pull the camera back. Don't get scared. Everything's fine. Now it'll lose focus a bit here because it's still going for that close-up look, and it'll be a bit dark too since it's sports mode. But that's 3DS, and I've got it on this. It's just a cheap pot gripper thing, so it doesn't slide. And you know, if your table surface is something non-slip, you won't need that, because it does actually give it a bit of a wobble. But I find it's better than having a 3DS slide around. And then, I mean, this is what was around for me. I've used a couple of jars as supports, and then I've got a CD case on each side and a little piece of cardboard on this side. Just whatever's around to get the height right for you. And yeah, they're just rulers, and that's what the phone actually sits on, and it looks through that gap in the rulers. And that is how I record 3DS on my X10. Thanks for watching.